quick video. I'm not going to be on tonight too long, so I'm very tired. But anyway, with that being said, we're going to get into it. In tonight's video, we're going to be talking about the Z9157 and the custom lens holder. So you can correct it from being zoomed in by default. And the reason why I'm showing this is I made some improvements on the lens holder. And I'm also going to talk about the state of some other projects that I have going on. So I have a Cash App just to help with cost of the project. Anything you donate goes back into the projects to buy night vision and stuff like that, because this stuff, even though I'm dealing with the lower budget end, it's still expensive. So anything that you donate is greatly appreciated. With that being said, I'm going to get into it. Of course, you've seen the helmet. It's not an airsoft helmet. It's just a Chinese manufacturing one, so it's cheap, but there's nothing wrong with this. The only purpose this thing serves is just something to hold my night vision. I'm not worried about being shot in the wood. If you need a ballistic helmet, you got more problems. I guess it could be useful if you're hunting or something and you accidentally get shot by a hunter or something like that. But I don't see a purpose of the expense of the more expensive ballistic helmets. That's just my opinion. And also, too, I use digital night vision, and the main reason is I use, like, if you look at my pistol setup here, most of my stuff have IR illuminators anyway, so it really doesn't matter that it's, what's the word I'm looking for? It really doesn't matter that I'm using the IR illuminator, because I'm going to use supplemental lighting anyway. Because, like, most of the time when I have this one, I'm going to use that pistol that has the IR illuminator on it anyway. And so because of that, it doesn't really matter if this thing, you're going to be able to see it, because I'm using a weapons light. So, but anyway, I'm getting into it. I did some upgrades on the lens holder. If you know anything about these, okay, this has got a delivery update for one of my order for parts for this other stuff I got going on. So hopefully I get it soon. I've been waiting over a month, but that's another story. So as you know, these things are zoomed in by default at not five, I think 3 times magnification. There might be 5. But anyway, you get the picture. So the way I corrected that was by making a custom lens holder. And this is what it looks like. And this was the first prototype. Well, not actually the first prototype, I'm babbling. This is actually the second prototype. And this one here is the third prototype. So I'll take it out so you can see it. The third prototype, I cleaned up the design a lot, because I just used hot glue on this one, testing the proof of concept. This one is the fisheye lens that's inside here. And let's see here. This is the wide angle lens. I prefer the fisheye lens because it gives it a wider field of view. And it gives a lot more of this, the whole scene of, not the scene, it gives you a lot more of, hold on, I'm sorry, I'm getting alerts for orders I got coming in. Been waiting for this stuff for a while. It gives it a wider field of view. Normally, whenever you're looking through it, it's kind of narrow, but because it's in a circle and that's a fisheye, it really opens it up, and it really does a good job of letting you see more. I want to say that what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say that it does help a lot. It corrects the problem that it's zoomed in, and the particular lens holder that I built and the lens combination that I got, it worked perfect. I can see, I can use it. I can walk around at night when I'm using the weapons light. I can look through that and fire and not have any issues. I did some videos before, they're up on the channel. You can see me using it. So I can't remember how many videos back that I did. But the way that I built this was I used one of these tops for like a medicine bottle. You can normally find the type of medicine bottle that you need is normally, here's some pattern. That's just my dog coming in. Probably check to see what I'm doing. Nope, he's gonna get in his chair. Anyway, so to get the right one, you need usually the medicine bottles, kind of like the ones that you get the dollar store. I'm trying to think of which one. Hang on, I think a couple of them I can show what they look like. Let's see here. I should have did this before I started, right? Any rate, so if you got medicine bottles like this stuff here, allergy medication that you can get from Dollar Tree, it's the safety cap. You just want to take that cap off and you cut the white plastic piece off, and then inside of it are these little caps that are removable, and that's what I use as a lens holder. They work perfect because the way this thing was designed, it was already designed to use a, I guess, a secondary lens to begin with. And this lens here was intended for you to put on here to filter out the infrared light during the daytime. I don't use this during the day. I only use this for night vision, so this is unnecessary, but I have never removed it. So when I did that, I made the first prototype out of foam, and then I just started playing around with it. And then I discovered that these work perfect. They just fit in there, and because it was designed to hold stuff, it held it beautifully. So that's what I use. And then I started with the, like I said, the first prototype and then the second prototype. Now, if you want to build these, once you have that top, you take a washer like this. Preferably you would drill it out, depending, I don't know how big the actual lens you're gonna use, because what these are the ones from smartphone. They can be anywhere. Oh, okay, I didn't see the comments. Okay. Drop a code, my day is going good. Nomad, okay. Not tonight. I hadn't been hunting down any Sasquatches tonight. But I heard some jump back there. I don't know if how many streams ago that I said it though, but behind my house is a spooky cemetery because it's basically the woods, and the area I live at is rural and it's an old spooky cemetery. And one night, me and Pup was outside when he was going to the bathroom, and I heard some noise out there in the woods, and I had no idea what it was, which is the reason why I said, I need to get some night vision so I can see what on earth is it, out there. I know it wasn't a bear or anything, but I don't like bumming around in the woods. And with it being an old cemetery, it's dangerous because a lot of the graves are falling in, and if you step around out there playing around, you can fall in. Because what happens is with those old wood caskets, they rot away and then the ground just collapses. So really spooky. Anyway, enough about that Scooby Doo stuff. So back to what I was saying about that. You would get the cap out, and I'm gonna work on getting the washer like this one here and drilling it out, making it perfectly center. Because the issue that I have is that when I did these, obviously these are prototypes. They're off center a little bit. So whenever you're looking through them, it's kind of off, right? And that's not what you really want. You want to make sure it's perfectly centered. However, if you use, let's say, a washer like this, you can just pop that in there and helps you drill the hole, and it won't be off center. But once you're done that, you're going to want to get one of these step down rings for your digital camera adapter or any other camera, really. This is not the right size. I normally use a 30 millimeter by 37. I believe it's a step up ring, which is, let's see here. I can tell you exactly which one that I used. So on here, can you see it? Hopefully you can see that. I can read it to you. It's a 30 by 37 millimeter. And this is a step up ring and then a 37 by 30 millimeter step down ring. And that's so you can use the aperture, or you can call these iris or a diaphragm. All three of those terms are correct. But what this allows you to do is when you're focusing on an object, you can have it focus for infinity. So you can look at either long distance or objects that are close to you, and you can keep them both in focus. Because that's sometimes the issue when it comes to the digital side of night vision, and sometimes a lot of other night vision stuff in general. You use these diaphragms or aperture, or actually it's called adjusting the aperture, but it's actually called, I think they call it I believe they call it a diaphragm aperture. So there are two different ones. This is the first one that I got here is made by KF Concepts. And as you can see there, that is, again, no, you can't see it like this. Ah, crap. It's a 37 millimeter. And the cool thing about this one is you can replace the filters. This is actually an ultraviolet filter on here, but ideally you want a filter for low light conditions. So you want a filter with a good IR coating on it. And what that will do is that will make sure that most of the light will focus inside the lens and not be reflected back away from it. You really want a double-sided lens on here because you don't want the light bouncing away from the sensor in the camera. You want all the light that can be focused to go inside of the camera. Now, the reason why I like this one, unlike a lot of these digital units, you can control the shutter and the frame rate for low light, which I really like that feature. So that's something that you don't usually see. So like if you go in a room and it's dark and you can't really see anything, you can adjust the shutter inside, and it's digital on this one. It's not like an actual shutter open and closing like you would have on a manual camera, but you can adjust that, and that will help you focus more light into the sensor. So enough of that rambling on about that. One, your rings to do, and then also too, like I said, you're gonna have to drill these out to either 16, 17, or 15 millimeters, depending on what size. See that back piece that has a lens in here, depending on what size that is. Because what these are smartphone lenses for your smartphone, and they work really good at correcting these stupid 5-time magnification. And I don't understand why they did it like this for this particular unit. I understand why they do it on ones like this, but not this one. But if you look at it here, you see those holes on both sides?